created 5 weeks of focusing on creating calm, thereby creating our goals, manifesting our dreams, receiving the things that we actually want, right? Yes, that has been the plan from day one, from week one, and here we are. You have been with me now through 2 locations. We've been in Lake Tahoe, now we're in beautiful San Osama, which is in the Bay Area. We have practiced EFT tapping, heart coherence meditation, breath work, meditation, affirmations. We have talked about acknowledging and honoring where we are, right? Being grateful for what we've been through and really stepping into and feeling the person we're becoming, all with the end in mind, which is that when those things arrive, our nervous system knows how to receive it. And then we know and understand how to hold it. Because, as we've said now for the past 5 weeks, anything that seems foreign, our unconscious, our nervous system wants to protect us, defend against, and push away. So the more we can make that extraordinary amount of money that we hope to attain real and okay and safe, the more likely we are to be able to actually receive it when it arrives. The more we're able to talk about and feel in and be that person or live that lifestyle or have those things, the more likely those things are to actually appear in our reality. And again, for us to be able to see it and receive it, because all of us knows that it's okay, that this is just a normal Monday. It's just a normal Tuesday, right? So if you've been here since January 13th, I want you to drop a emoji in the chat, a thumbs up, prayer hands, a heart, whatever you like, a happy face. I want to celebrate you. And if you're watching this replay, I want to celebrate you too, because you found a way, no matter what, to be here. Maybe you couldn't be here with us live every single week, but you found a way to still tune in and take this time for yourself. Take this hour for yourself. And I don't take that lightly. I'm a person who knows that even giving up 5 minutes sometimes seems like I'm giving up the entire world. I appreciate you. I honor you. So 5 weeks ago, we started this journey with a simple idea. If you could set goals from calm, right, from a calm space instead of chaotic, instead of chaos, instead of just craziness or someone else's expectations and timelines, what if your nervous system could feel safe enough to actually receive what you've been asking for? And here we are. We've regulated, we've honored where we are, we've met the person we're becoming, and we've created sustainable rhythms. And now today, we're going to complete our conversation that we started at the tail end of last week. My favorite topic, the thing I believe is missing for most women, for most people, and the thing we don't talk about enough in this sphere, in the mindset community, is the art of receiving. Because you can do all the work, right? You can do all the work, set all the intentions, become that woman, become that person. But if you're not available to receive, it won't land. So today, we're making sure it lands. All right, so let's begin. So I want to start off like we did last week with the heart coherence breathing technique. That was super powerful last week. I heard from a lot of you that you really enjoyed it and you have found a way to introduce it, in different parts of your day, your week, that it just came in handy. So we're going to spend a little more time today doing this version of it, go a little bit deeper and really feel it. Okay. So go ahead and get comfortable wherever you are. I would like for you to have both feet on the floor. Put both your hands on your heart today. I want you to really hold yourself. You can close your eyes. I am holding space for you. I have you. And we're going to do our deepest heart coherence practice yet. Because receiving happens through the heart. And today we're opening it up all the way. So, one more regular breath in and out. All right, we'll begin. So I want you to breathe in through your heart for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then breathe out for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And one more round. Breathe in. I want you to feel your chest expand, your heart soften in 5. And breathe out through your heart, releasing anything blocking you from receiving. 4, 5. Let's do one more round, actually. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want you to hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just a normal inhale. What I love about this particular practice is how quickly the mind just quiets. Everything slows down. I can even feel my heartbeat in my ears, and it just slows. So now keeping your heart open, your hand over your heart to bring attention, to bring awareness to your heart center. I want you to think about, what are you calling in? Is it peace, abundance, freedom, healing, more life? If your eyes are closed, I want you to see it, feel it. Allow your heart to reach toward that, knowing that you deserve it. And now, instead of reaching, I want you to practice receiving it. I want you to imagine it flowing into your heart. You're not having to chase. You're not having to strive. You're not having to do extra. You're just receiving. I want you to breathe that in. Let it land. Pause just a moment. And as you exhale, I want you to say quietly to yourself, I am available to receive. I am available to receive. And take one more breath in and open your eyes. And just normal breathing now. How does your heart feel right now? Do you feel more open, more alive, more space? One of the things my mom and I were talking about this morning was before you can even get to this part, right? You first have to have the awareness that space is what you're lacking. That space is actually what you are needing or craving. Space between the information coming in, the receiving of it, and you outputting energy. And that can look many different ways from, are you just reacting constantly to the things that are coming into your orbit? Or are you able to acknowledge them, to hear them, see them, but then let them go right through you? All of that is a part of the space that we get to create so that our nervous system isn't so wired, right? It's not like we're constantly acting as if there's an intruder in the house when it's just an email, when it's just a voicemail, when it's just a text. Finding a way to be in the world, hear the noise, acknowledge the noise, but let it stay over there so that what you can control, which is yourself, your own time, is protected. So let's talk about receiving. This is a topic I could literally talk about for hours because I believe it is the missing piece. The problem is, as women, we are trained to give. From the time we're little girls, right? We're trained to give. Give your time, give your energy, give your attention, give your body, give your labor. Give, give, and give. And we get really good at it. We actually become excellent givers. We, before we realize it, are trained to anticipate others' needs before they've even spoken. We show up for everyone. We carry the mental load, the emotional load, and the invisible load. But receiving is something no one talks about. No one has taught us. And in fact, we're just taught the opposite, right? That receiving is selfish, that asking for help is weak, that needing anything makes you a burden. So, what do we do when something good tries to actually come to us? We deflect it. Oh, this old thing? Come on now. No, I've got it. I don't need any help. It's not a big deal. I can handle it. We literally push away the very things we've been praying for. So, why is it that our nervous system blocks good things? So, here's what's actually happening. Your nervous system is wired to keep you safe, plain and simple. And safe means familiar. So anything we don't have to think about, we have seen 1,000 times, we accept, these are familiar things we know. And you know that by the times you are an autopilot because you don't remember how you actually got somewhere, right? You answer a question before actually giving it time to think about because you already know, right? These are the familiar things. So if struggle is familiar, then struggle feels safe. If lack is familiar, then lack feels safe. And if doing it yourself, all of it is familiar, then that feels safe. And I can attest to this. I have been one of those people for years who just figured, well, I know it'll be done right if I just do it. Releasing control and letting someone else come in and help me felt so scary and uncertain. And as a in recovery control freak, I couldn't allow that into my world. I couldn't allow to take myself to take that chance. And maybe part of it is just from trial and error because maybe I have been burnt in the past. Maybe I had accepted help and it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. So now my first instinct is no, I got it. I'm good. That is very possible too. But what if instead it thinks, wait, I don't recognize this. Is this dangerous? Should I trust this? What if we actually gave ourselves a moment, a pause to ask that question, right? When something good tries to come in, something unfamiliar, something you've never had before, your nervous system just panics and immediately tries to find a way to sabotage it or push it away or prove that it isn't real. But instead of doing that at first blush, what if we just paused and actually examined, is this actually what I'm asking for? Could this actually be a good thing? This is why you can manifest something and then immediately lose it. This is why you can get the opportunity and then find a reason it won't work. And that can be in relationships, with the new job offering, with anything. How many times has that happened to you? How many times have you personally been given something that seemed like the golden ticket and you found a way to talk yourself out of being able to receive it? This is why you can be on the edge of everything you want and suddenly self destruct. And it's not because you're broken, it's because your nervous system doesn't feel safe yet to receive it. So, a lot of questions that I get too are, well, what's the difference between receiving and wanting? Well, there's a big difference. Wanting says, I hope this fill in the blank happens someday. Versus receiving, I am available for this now. I am ready for this now. My hands are open for this now. Wanting lives in the future. It's very hopeful. It's very optimistic. But receiving pulls it into the present. It immediately tells God, source, the universe, I am ready. Bring it on. And thereby everything else has to get into alignment to receive it. Wanting is in your head. Receiving it is in your body. This is why the heart coherence meditation is so powerful because it connects the two. You feel it, you see it, you taste it, you breathe it. It's real. And you can want something with your whole body. You can want it your whole life and never have it because you were never able to receive it. And you can flip that and become the woman who can receive, and the floodgates open. I truly believe this is how, when we hear those stories of people who have drastically changed their whole environment overnight, it seems, they switched careers or they switched a topic or they switched how they do certain things. And all of a sudden, it's like everyone just woke up, their audience woke up and wanted their business, almost like the overnight success. I believe that part of that is they finally stepped into the version of themselves that deserves, that knows they deserve what's coming, that knows that what they have to say is worthy, is meaningful, is powerful, and they deserve to be paid accordingly for it. Whatever that looks like. But I believe that that is part of maturing in a way that you get yourself to a space, a place where you just know and you are ready, you are available for it now. Last week, we spoke about if money is what you're calling in, already having a place for that money, right? Money is currency. It's like water. It wants to flow. It needs to flow. It goes in, it goes out. It's the ebb and flow. So knowing that it is going to come to you and then have a place to go is very important. It's very powerful. And that place to go doesn't need to be necessarily in someone else's pocket and giving it all away, but knowing I'm going to invest this amount into charities. I'm going to invest this amount into my business. I'm going to put this amount away and invest it in the future. I'm going to give this amount to my parents, right? It has a job. Money just wants to know it's useful. It has a place to go. It has a job to do. So how do we become available? One, it starts with regulating your nervous system, first and foremost. And one of the best ways to do this is actually quite simple, but you have to be open for it. And if you're here watching this, whether it's the replay or not, if you are here and have been here for these 5 weeks, that already tells me that you're open to it because this is something that's already top of mind. And for, for me, that starts with winning my morning and ending my night on my terms. There's a saying called your life's razor. And I've learned this recently, and I actually really like it because for that analytical part of me, it gives me something to measure things by. For someone, it might be, I never miss Tuesday night dinner, or my spouse and I always, Friday is always date night. Or for a parent, it could be, I coach my kids' little league team. I always coach their team, right? Figuring out what your life's razor is gives you a parameter to follow. So, one of my life's razors is that I truly value my time. And how that fits is that if I truly value my time, that means that my time is spent wisely. It is of value. It's important. And if I'm spending it on you, it means that you are important because I wouldn't waste it frivolously on just anything or anyone. So your life's razor has a way of echoing out and reaching more people, having a bigger impact than just you. Me honoring my time and applying value to it means that my calendar, right? My calendar is not overbooked because that's not valuing my time. But it does mean that it's intentional and that I have lots of white space because I determine my day. It also means that the first part of my day, which is super valuable, is mine. And I have my habits, my routines, my rituals, my rhythms. And the end of my day is valuable. And how I end my day before starting a new one matters. These two things allow me to show up for the people in my life. They allow me to create content that has reaches far beyond what I can even fathom right now. So I ask, what is your life's razor? And maybe you don't know it right now, and that's fine. But I want you to think about that. I want you to spend some time. What truly matters to you? And what has the potential to have a greater impact by you honoring that for yourself? Maybe it is Tuesday night dinner and it's with your family. And the fact that no matter what is going on, you are home in time for Tuesday night dinner ripples into your family's life by them feeling loved and appreciated and respected. And so they show up because they see how important this family unit is. And thereby their friends and their friends' families see it. It ripples. It can't help but ripple. It's a very powerful thing. So I bring that back to regulating your nervous system first because when you have space, when you've given your time, when you've given yourself time and you're calm and not working from a reactive mode, you're able to actually sit down and create things like your life's razor. You're able to sit down and really understand the impact, the massive impact that you are capable of making in something so small, seemingly small. That is a big reason why we spent the last 5 weeks doing this, because you can't receive in survival mode. Your body has to feel safe. And if you're thinking, okay, well, where do I begin with a soul care routine or an evening routine or a morning routine, whichever, or both? I have tools for you and they're going to be listed below. But I highly recommend you start small. One of the newest things we've launched this week is the evening reset, and it's completely free. It's our gift to you. And I highly, highly recommend that you check it out. 5 minutes before going to bed can change your entire world. It could be that simple. So make a note, evening reset, download it after this. Number 2, on how to become available. Practice receiving in small ways. Take a compliment. Don't try and deflect it. Don't try and belittle it. Make it small. Receive it. Accept the help. Let someone, excuse me, let someone pay for your coffee. Say thank you. Just like no is a complete sentence, thank you is actually a complete sentence. One of the most powerful exercises I had you guys practice week 1 was eliminate "I'm sorry" from your vocabulary for like a day and just see what happens, right? You show up late for a meeting. Instead of saying, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm late. How about thank you for waiting? Imagine the energy shift in that room. Imagine how people start shifting themselves to now accept that you're taking up space. I'm sorry, deflecting. These are subtle ways. We think they're subtle, but they actually have a huge impact in the opposite direction of what we want. Start to practice receiving. Start to practice taking up space and knowing that that's okay. Notice when you're blocked, right? When you're blocked, when you're blocking from receiving, or when you purposely block, and it can be subconsciously, block something. Start paying attention to the moments when you push things away. That reflexive no, it's okay. I don't need it. I'm fine. Start being aware of those moments, that immediate deflection. Awareness creates choice. And I want you to write that down. Awareness creates choice. Number 4, create space. You can't receive from a container that's already, no, I don't want to say that. Create space. If your life is fully packed, your calendar is full, your energy is depleted, there's just no more room. Period. There's just no more room. Anything from that point is not going to be of quality. So create space, add more white space to your calendar. Practice, go into your week practicing how much white space can I have in my to-do list. If you're like me and you have, a gazillion notepads for all different things, for every different, to-do list or whatever, try going a week with how few things you can actually put down to do. This morning, while on a walk with my dog, I was immediately thinking about how busy today was going to be. And I love that we have this call. I'm actually really sad this is the last one. So I've created more. They're coming up. I'll tell you later. But I was really anxious. I found myself being anxious. And I had to remind myself, okay, yes, it seems like there's a lot to do today. But what 3 things? Give yourself 3 things. What 3 things must be accomplished today, if nothing else? And I thought of those 3 things. And one of those things I was able to knock out immediately. And that became a huge win to start my day. I left 2 more things, which I know I can get accomplished before the end of the day, which means after that, it's just gravy, right? But I know I'm not going to finish the day with still 20 things on my to-do list and feeling like a failure, or feeling like I've done it again. I've overcommitted myself. Why can't I learn this lesson? I am learning. And you will fall back, but you will catch yourself faster. Receiving requires space. So think about that. The more white space you have in your calendar, the more opportunities the universe, God, source can surprise and delight you. Number 5, I want you to feel it in your body. Feel it in your body. So we're talking about the ways to become available to receive. And number 5 is feel it in your body. This is the piece that most people skip. And again, I go back to the heart coherence meditation. This is bridging the two together, the heart, the mind, the body together. You have to let your body feel what it's like to have what you want, not just think about it. I used to spend hours throughout the day just thinking about all the things I wanted, the things I wanted to buy, the things I wanted to have, the things I wanted to do. And over the past, I would say year and a half, I've really stepped into more of what does that feel like? What does it feel to be sitting or laying in a hammock on a beautiful beach? What am I going to be thinking? What am I going to be feeling? Like, what does the fabric, the threading of the hammock feel like? The roughness of it. Is the sand that I walked on soft or is it crunchy, rocky, pebbly? Do I hear the ocean? Are there birds? And it's a way of you creating this movie in your mind of expectation. And I'm not holding on to that's how it has to look and feel and be, but I'm creating a scenario for myself to actually be there, to feel that. And another fun trick that I love to do too is I really do believe that there is a version of me that is on that hammock right now, that is living this life that I want, that I have. I already have it. I'm already there. Now it's up to myself getting out of my way, right? But lining the two up. They call this timeline jumping. And it's fascinating. It's a quantum physics thing. If you're into that, I highly recommend you check it out. But timeline jumping is where you meet up with the other version of you that is already existing in that plane. Because if you think about it, if you want it, if you can imagine it, that means there's some part of you that has already experienced that. You just don't remember it. You just don't recall the specifics of it right now. But it's almost like a deja vu situation. And so it's just a matter of you lining up with that version and becoming one. So here's your permission slip. You are allowed to receive without earning it first. And I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this and even write it down. You are allowed to receive it without earning it first. You don't have to work harder. You don't have to suffer more. You don't have to prove that you're worthy. You're allowed to have it. Good things are allowed to come easily. Support is allowed to show up. And 2026 is allowed to exceed your wildest dreams. You just have to be available for it. So I want you to let that land in your body. And I can imagine that for some of us, there might be some immediate resistance, discomfort, or that judgmental part of your mind immediately jumps in. It's like, I'm not too sure about that. Why does that feel a little weird? Again, that's your nervous system stepping up and like, I don't know. I don't know if I trust that. So this is where you get to repeat, repeat, repeat. I am a practice fiend. You give me a practice, an exercise, something to do, to try, and I'm on it. I am all over it, right? So a fun practice is repeat to yourself 100 times something that your mind is telling you is not true. And I'm gonna let my dog out for a second, and I want you to think of what that could be. Give yourself this 30 seconds. Hold on. She thanks you for that. All right, so did you think of something that you could tell yourself, repeat to yourself 100 times until it feels real, until it feels completely normal, natural, like it's just a thing? Like, of course. One of the things I have done in the past is I am a world traveler. I am a world traveler. I am a world traveler. I travel the world. And I mean, again, it could be anything that just came to mind because sometimes, as much as I do travel, sometimes it can feel scary. It can feel overwhelming to go to a foreign place. Again, your nervous system wants to protect you. Well, what's over there? What's it really like? Who am I going to meet? What's going to happen? I don't really know the language. How will I get around? Your mind can give you 1,000 different reasons to back out. But then you get to remind yourself of who you really are. I am strong. I am resilient. I am resilient. I am resilient. And maybe the practice is finding the right phrase, the right word, the one that really hits home. It's a very good practice. I highly recommend you add that to your list as well. These are just tools for you to, put into your toolbox and dip into in those moments because one tool isn't going to work for everybody. And depending on how much time you have, how much energy you have, you find the tool that works for you to get the job done. Period. No judgment here. So, with that in mind, let's do a little bit of inquiry. You can get your journal out if you want, or you can just sit and listen and reflect and allow the questions to kind of flow over you. And it's not so much about responding right now, but see what comes up for you. Okay. Where in my life, your life, do you deflect receiving? Is it in the compliments you receive, the help, rest? Are you deflecting money? People wanting to pay you? That's a big one. Love. Where do you push it away? What would it feel like to receive fully without guilt? Not earning it, not paying it back immediately, just receiving. What am I afraid will happen if I let myself have what I want? Now, this is a deep one. What's the fear underneath the fear? Do you actually get what you want? Then what? What have I already received that I haven't acknowledged? Sometimes we're so focused on what's not here that we miss what is. And gratitude is huge. Gratitude is the fastest way to getting more, to receiving more. And then I want you to think about what's trying to come to me right now that I've been blocking. This is a huge awareness piece right here because if you actually sat down and considered the people, the opportunities, the gifts that are trying to come to you, that are literally knocking at your door, and you keep saying, "No one's home, go away." Why? Let that surface and then do inquiry on that as to why are you not allowing it to come to you? What are you waiting for? Do you feel like you're still not there yet? You're not ready? You haven't done enough, learned enough, or, reached a certain accolade to receive it? Because that goes back to worthiness. So just take a deep breath, a few breaths actually. And the ones you were able to answer, let those answers settle. And the ones you want to come back to, because they might feel a little crunchy right now, you're not ready to dive into those deeper, more reflective questions. Come back to them later. Sometimes doing work like this, these deep dives can actually bring up a lot more than you expect. And that's okay. It's necessary. So, December 31st, 2026, I want you to put your hands back on your heart. I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and we're going to talk about December 31st, 2026. I want you to imagine it. You're somewhere beautiful, somewhere that represents the life that you've just spent the year building. Maybe it's a home that feels like yours. Maybe it's a new country that you never thought you'd visit, and now you are enjoying. You're living it up. Maybe it's simply just a room filled with peace, with love, with joy. I want you to see it. I want you to be there. And it's not about being a visual person, it's about putting yourself there and feeling it like you're already there. Now look at yourself in this moment. The woman standing there in December 31st, 2026. What do you notice about her? How does she hold herself? What's in her eyes? What energy does she carry? Now I want you to imagine that you are her because you are. And you're looking back on the year. You're a year. This is the year you stopped forcing and started flowing. This is the year you stopped burning out and you started to actually heal. This is the year you regulated your nervous system and everything shifted. This is the year you finally let yourself receive. What did you receive this year? And just let the answers come. Maybe it's peace, money, freedom, love, better health, more rest. Maybe a combination of all of these things. Now I want you to drop into your body in that moment. How does it feel to be her? Feel it in your chest, your shoulders, your belly, your hands. What's the sensation of being a woman who received her 2026? And you let this feeling grow. Let it expand throughout your whole body. This isn't a fantasy. This is a future memory. In this moment, you're teaching your nervous system what's coming, what to expect. So when it shows up, it feels like you're home. It was always meant to be. You're making it familiar. You're making it safe. Now, here's the most important part. This feeling, the feeling you feel right now, you can open your eyes. The feeling you feel right now, it is available to you now. You're in it. It is available to you at any moment. Not just in December, but right now, February 9th, March 9th, June 9th, August 9th, whatever the date, it's available to you right now. The peace, that's available to you now. The abundance, that's available to you now. The freedom, that's available to you now. You don't have to wait or earn to feel this way. You can feel it and receive it now. So let's make some declarations. And I would love for you to stand, get into a power pose. I'm going to stay seated because of where I am right now. But if you want to stay seated, put your feet on the floor, hand over your heart or hands on your hips. But I want you to declare this. I want you to instruct the universe. I want you to command, compel, and code your future. I receive this now. This feeling is mine. I am available now. I am worthy. My 2026 is already unfolding, and I am ready to receive every bit of it. Now take a deep breath and blow it all out. And I want you to let that anchor into every cell of your body. And if your eyes were closed, you can gently open them back up. I want you to drop a heart if you felt that. Even if you're watching a replay, drop a heart. I'll see it. It's okay. Declare it. Command it. Compel it. Instruct and code your future and how you want it to be. You guys, that's your 5 weeks. This is how we create from calm versus chaos. We regulate, we honor, we become, we create sustainable rhythms in our life that allow us to be open to receiving. This is your foundation for 2026 and beyond. Let this be the new way that you set your goals, your intentions, your resolutions, if you still want to call them that, but the way that you start not just your new year, but you start everything. For some of us, we're starting over, which is a beautiful thing. The ability to restart, to start over, to pivot, to go a different direction is one of the greatest freedoms we get to experience because so many of us feel like we are pigeonholed, that we are stuck, that this is it. This is all I can do. And sadly, some of us, that is true. And that is due to things beyond our control. But if you have the ability to push the restart button, to start over, to recreate, to pivot yourself, to move in a different direction toward the dreams and visions and desires that are actually calling your heart, consider yourself one of the luckiest people in the world, the most powerful people in the world, because that is a gift. Right now, you have tools that most people will never learn. You understand your nervous system. That in itself is huge. And you know how to come back to calm. You have the tools, the resources to help you. You know how to create from peace instead of panic. These things, they change everything. So I want you to take a moment just to thank yourself for showing up, for doing that work, for being here. So what's next? All right. So as we close, we are coming up on the hour. It goes by so fast. I got a few gifts for you. All right. So first off, and I'll be posting this later on. It's the 50 shifts to becoming unrecognizable. Unrecognizable to others, but to yourself, it feels like home. And this just continues the conversation of preparing your mind, your body, your nervous system to receive. And these aren't dramatic overhauls. They're actually small but intentional shifts in your identity, in your money, in your body, in your mind, in your environment. And as we know, these 1% shifts compound over time to make drastic movement. The women who actually change aren't the ones who overhaul everything at once because that's not sustainable. It's taking one piece at a time, small decisions. Next, I want you to really, really give it a try. I want you to promise me you're going to try this. And it's the sacred evening reset. 5 minutes before you go to bed, you're already lying in bed. 5 minutes to really understand what it means to end your day. And then later this week, we're rolling out the Sacred Morning Ritual Builder, which is a practice to help you win your mornings, to start your day with intention, and to regulate before the world grabs you and takes you along for a joyride. This is about learning to control your time. Time is one of the most valuable things that we have, and we don't have a lot of it. And we do. We have more than our ancestors. But so many things in our life, relationships, jobs, raising children, many of these things are a finite amount of time. And we don't want to waste that, to miss it, to be unconscious during it. These aren't just practices, these tools that I'm passing on to you. They're how you create the rhythm that allows you to show up in your life and to be able to receive. Because everything we've talked about over the past 5 weeks, it has to become daily. And these two bookends, the morning builder and the evening reset, make it simple for you. These make it simple for you to figure out your life's razor. And when you have that down, I want you to come back and let me know. I love hearing stories of people after this is set in, after they've had time to sit in this and work on these and use the tools, integrate them. The difference 30 days, 90 days makes. So let's stay connected. So on the 16th, I will be doing another live call. And this is going to be a new monthly call where if you are also following this Substack, our channels, because you're interested in becoming a digital nomad, at some point, you want that to be a part of your life as well. I'm actually hosting a live call on the 16th at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. And I'm going to be talking about that lifestyle and what it takes. And no gatekeeping, but like giving it to you real. What is required? And you will be amazed. It is not just a passport. A lot more goes into it. And I'll also share with you how house sitting has changed our lives and has actually been what's given us space to create space and create time in our life. And that's an amazing story in itself. So, with that, I'm going to bring this amazing 5 week session with you to a close. And I want to end on a final affirmation. I trust my body's wisdom. I honor where I've been. I embrace who I'm becoming. I create rhythms that support me. I am a woman who receives. My heart is open. My nervous system is safe. My 2026 is already unfolding for my highest good. I created this year from calm, not chaos. And so it is. Thank you. Take a moment to really thank yourselves for showing up for yourself. I thank you for joining me. I thank you for trusting me these past 5 weeks. Keep doing the uncomfortable work. I'm doing it too. We're doing it together. And welcome to this community. It has been a pleasure guiding you these 5 weeks, and I cannot wait for the next. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for showing up for yourself. Please leave comments, questions below. Let me know how you enjoyed this program. If you want more things like this, I love to show up in this manner, and I love to provide the tools that are working for me, share them with you. Thank you for the hearts. I love that. Thank you. Really briefly, in March, we will be back. I haven't figured out the schedule yet. I will let you know shortly, but we're going to be talking about the 5 types of wealth. So we're back with a brand new series. Put a pin in that. Do a save the date for March. But I will see you then. And if you love this, please share it, recommend it, subscribe if you haven't already. and I'll see you in the comments. I'll see you in the chat. Bye, you guys.